Let's repeat after me. Follow me. For us human beings, it comes natural to us follow other people. If you are going to a place that you don't know well, you want to be following somebody who knows the road. When we are young, we follow our parents because our parents give us what we need. But when we get old enough, you start to realize that your parents are not that cool anymore. So you start to follow your friends. But we have to be very careful of who we follow or what we follow, because sometimes your friends will not lead you to the right path. And sometimes we don't follow people, sometimes we follow things or principles or ideas or what the world has to offer. If you follow a bad leader, bad group of friends, or if you follow the influences of this world, sometimes you will end up in bad places where you experience a lot of pain, and that is not good. In the Bible, it talks about who we should follow, and we should be following our Lord Jesus Christ. When we follow people, oftentimes you will be disappointed and you will be led into the places where it's not desirable. Sometimes when you follow the world oftentimes overpromises and under-delivers. That's what the world does. So we have to listen very carefully to the words of God, and we have to be very careful to ask ourselves and to seek ourselves if we are following the right person, the right path that is led and exemplified by Jesus. So let's read today's story that comes out in the book of, I said John 4, but it's actually Matthew 4. So let's read those 3 verses together. 1, 2, 3. One day, as Jesus was walking along the shore of the Sea of Galilee, he saw 2 brothers, Simon, also called Peter, and Andrew, throwing a net into the water, for they fished for a living. Jesus called out to them, "Come follow me, and I will show you how to fish for people." And they left their nets at once and followed him. There were 2 brothers. Who were they? Simon and Andrew. This is a bit of a difficult question, but Simon has 2 names, right? Simon and Peter, same people, right? The same guy. And his brother, Andrew. I think they were, fishing together. They must have had a good relationship. And I can just imagine Simon and Andrew talking to each other as they are fishing. Who likes fishing here? I know we have some fishing enthusiasts in this church. When you go to heaven, you get to, ask Andrew and Simon all about fishing, right? They were experts at fishing, and they were fishing. And I could imagine Simon and Andrew talking to each other. Simon was probably going like, "Hey, bro. Hey, Andrew. What's up, bro?" And Simon was like, "Nothing much. We're just cruising along. We're just fishing," right? And they're talking to each other. And in my imagination, they probably talk to each other. "Hey, I like fishing. It's kind of cool to be out in the fishing, but fishing can get sometimes boring. I like fishing. I don't hate what I do. And, I'm grateful for the fact that the Sea of Galilee has a lot of fish and I can go home and feed my family. But don't you think, or don't you wish that there is something more to life other than fishing? I mean, fishing's good, but, I want a little bit more exciting adventure. I want a little bit more meaning into life, and life's gotta be something more than just fishing." And I imagine that they would be having those those conversations, and then Jesus comes along and he says, "Hey, come follow me. I will make you fishers of men." Guys and girls, who do you follow? Do you guys follow celebrities like Taylor Swift or Stephen Curry? Let me tell you, Taylor Swift and Stephen Curry are not going to fulfill you. Do you guys follow your friends? Sometimes your friends will not lead you to the right path the most times. Do you follow this world and what this world can offer, all the fame and money and success and a big house? Or perhaps are you following after titles like, doctor, engineer, founder of a company. And guess what? Those things are not going to fulfill you to the core of who you are. And I bet that's the conversation that Simon and Andrew were having. Hey, I like fishing, but there's got to be something more to life. Who are you following? Jesus says, follow me and I will make you fishers of men. I know that fishing, like in our day and lives, sometimes it's used with a negative meaning. But what Jesus really meant was your life is not just about fishing. Your life is not just about having a title, accumulating material possessions or money. Your life is about influencing people for the good, guiding people to the right path, guiding people so their lives can be directed and oriented to Jesus. That is what he meant. I'll make you fishers of men. And that's what we are called to do. Do you know what the most exciting and the greatest thing in our lives is? Is to influence people so that their lives can be turned towards God. That is the most exciting calling that we have ever received. And those are the words that Jesus spoke into Simon Peter and Andrew. If you ask me, why do you remain as a Christian? Like, why are you a Christian? Or even, why do you decide to serve the Lord? I can give you many, many, many answers, but one of the answers that I would give is this. When you follow Jesus, it's almost like you get a front seat of the most exciting thing ever. Have you guys ever been to a concert or maybe a sports game? And then imagine you're sitting at the very front seat. Somebody at our church was very, very nice to me, and they got me a very good place at an NBA game, Dallas Mavericks and Los Angeles Clippers game. And I got to see Luka Doncic and I got to see Kawhi Leonard playing right in front of my eyes, and it was awesome. And guess what? It's even more exciting. You get the very front seat of God influencing and changing people's lives. And when you follow Jesus, sometimes you become a part of that, and you get the very front seat of God changing people and influencing people's lives. And that is the greatest thing. When you follow the Lord, you are going to see God working in people's lives, and sometimes you will be used, and that is the greatest calling that we have. Do you guys know how Peter's life and Andrew's life changed after they said yes to their calling? They got to see and witness and experience some amazing things of God. And today our Lord is making us the same invitation. Follow me, which means do not follow people. Do not follow the things in the world, but follow Jesus and accept the invitation to the most exciting adventure of how our God works in the lives of people, and you become a witness of that. You become a part of that. Is that exciting or what? I hope and pray that when Jesus says to you guys, follow me, you say yes, but you got to do something. What did Simon and Andrew do? After hearing the invitation, they dropped their nets and they followed him. I hope you can drop your nets, pay the cost, and follow Jesus, because that leads to the most exciting and important calling of our lives. Following Jesus and becoming the fishers of men. Let us